The morning had barely begun at the sleepy roadside diner when she noticed him again, the sharply dressed man in a tailored charcoal suit, his presence too polished for a place that smelled of burnt coffee and fryer grease. He sat alone at the corner booth with his silent son beside him, the boy, no older than 6, strapped in a custom wheelchair, his large eyes scanning the world with a mix of curiosity and loneliness. But it wasn't the billionaire father who caught her attention. It was the child. And when she bent down to offer him his breakfast and saw his lips tremble from hunger he couldn't express, her hands moved before her thoughts did, gently feeding him, one bite at a time. And from across the table, the billionaire dad watched her, silently. Something inside him cracked. The waitress, Lucy's life. Lucy Bennett was no stranger to struggle. At 27, life had handed her more burdens than birthdays worth celebrating. A single mother with a 5-year-old daughter battling leukemia, Lucy juggled triple shifts at the diner just to keep up with hospital bills and late rent notices. Her tired eyes were hidden behind a practiced smile, the kind that made customers feel welcome, even when her heart felt empty. Every morning, the suited man and his child came in like clockwork. No one at the diner knew his name. He never talked much, always with his phone, always in a rush, never once touching his food. And his son. The boy was always still, quiet, staring at nothing and everything. Other waitresses avoided the table. The child's needs scared them. But not Lucy. She noticed the child's hands would spasm when trying to reach his spoon. That his food often went cold. And one day, Lucy simply knelt down, lifted a spoonful of oatmeal, and whispered, "Want some help, sweetheart?" The boy didn't speak. But his eyes lit up. And he opened his mouth. The billionaire, Thomas Hart's silent grief. Thomas Hart was a man the world envied. CEO of Hart Tech Industries, Forbes regular, owner of everything except peace. 2 years ago, his world imploded when a drunk driver hit the car carrying his wife and son. His wife died instantly. His son, Noah, was left paralyzed, nonverbal, and locked in a world Thomas didn't know how to reach. The billionaire who had solved tech crises across continents couldn't figure out how to connect with his own child. Nannies came and went. Therapists tried. Thomas paid for the best, but Noah remained distant, unresponsive, until that morning. Thomas had been on a business call when he looked up and saw Lucy feeding Noah. But it wasn't just the act, it was the way she smiled at the boy, her eyes full of warmth, the way Noah's head tilted slightly toward her touch, his lip twitching as if trying to mimic a smile. Thomas felt something inside him break open, guilt, pain, hope. And so began his silent observations. A secret kindness, changes begin. Over the next weeks, Lucy continued to feed Noah.